Hey everyone, it's Miranda again, your Younique presenter. Today I'm going to do a look for you using one of the Younique palettes. I'm going to use the Addiction 2 palette today. So the Addiction 2 palette is like the classic smoky eye palette. It has 7 shades in it, and all of the palettes have 2 metallic, 2 shimmer, and 3 matte shades. So this is what it looks like when you open it up. And so you can see that this just has a great collection of classic smoky eye looks with a variety of textures. So having different textures in your eyeshadows is super important. Okay, so think of it like your outfits. So when you wear outfits, you mix up the texture. Well, maybe in the 90s, but today you wouldn't wear everything velour from head to toe, right? You wouldn't want to wear all jean from head to toe. Same thing with your eyeshadow. You don't want to coat your whole entire eye in shimmer. You don't want to coat your whole entire eye in matte. You need to have a mix of shades to make it really work. So today I'm going to do a very simple look for you. As you know, I teach full time, so most often I have to do my makeup really quickly because it's very early in the morning and I need to get out the door. So we're going to do a really simple look today with the Addiction 2 palette. And what I'm going to do is start with the lightest shade that I'm going to use. So the lightest shade that I'm going to use today is this one here, Romantic. And I suggest that you always work from lightest to darkest. So I'm going to pick up a detailed brush, just a pencil brush, okay? And I'm going to use some of that Romantic shade, and I'm going to put it on the inner corner of my eyes. So I'm just going to lay it down in here. This is going to make my eyes appear larger, and it's also going to open them up, brighten my look for the day. So simple first step, always use a light shade here on the inner corners of your eye. And make sure you own a blending brush, okay? So you want to blend out everything that you do. You don't want your makeup to look harsh ever, so soften that up. Just go over it with the blending brush. Okay. Next, I am going to go in and add a transition shade here at the brow bone. So depending on what type of eye shape you have, that changes where you're going to lay down your transition color. My eyes are pretty deep, so if you look, they go back into my crease pretty deep right there. So I run my transition shade a little bit darker. If I do it too low, it's going to end up swallowing up my entire eye. So I'm going to use just kind of like a mid-tone neutral shade. So Honorable right here is the one I'll pick. I like to use matte shades for transition colors. I'm not a fan of having all of that shimmer going like way up into your eyebrow. It's just not for me. So I'm going to use just a traditional like fluffy brush here, and I'm going to put just a little bit of product down on the tip of that, tap off the excess, and then I'm going to use kind of like a windshield wiper motion back and forth right there where my orbital bone is. Okay, same thing on the other side. Okay, and I'm just using my little mirror that comes in it. It still has the protective film on it. So see how that really just softened everything up into the brow. So my makeup's not going to look super harsh or anything like that. It's going to give it just a really natural fade into the brow. I'm also going to use the same color and just do it a tiny bit under my eye. So pencil brush again, or any type of a detail brush that you have, run it under your eye here. Okay, see the difference? Now everything is mirrored, so up here and below has more symmetry. Okay, pretty easy. Blending brush, soften. All right, now when I do makeup, so a lot of people it's kind of like an old school way of thinking of makeup. They think that you should take one shade and you should just do your whole eye in that shade as like a base color. I don't personally believe in base colors. I think that it makes your eyeshadows too muddy and it's not going to give you a true color out of what you're using. So I believe that when you do eyeshadow, you only put the color where you want that specific color. And I don't think that you should like layer and layer and layer. So I say get rid of the base, the whole eye base color thing. Just put the color where you want it. So I am going to put some shimmer on the center of my lid. It's just gonna make my eyes pop and look really bright and pretty. So I'm gonna use Blissful, which is this nice shimmer shade right here. And I'm going to use a flat brush for that. And I just am going to pack some on to my brush there. And then I'm gonna pat it onto my eyelid, okay? So in a patting motion, because this is shimmer, if you're being really rough and wiping it all over, the shimmer is gonna fall out all over your cheek, okay? So I'm going to just pat it like in the shape of my eye. Make sure you tap off the excess. I'm not used to doing my makeup with a mirror like this, so sorry. I keep putting it in front of my face. Okay, so see, just on the center up to your crease. Okay, very light. All right. Detail brush again, so take your pencil brush back out. And now we're gonna start to work in a deeper shade. So I'm gonna go with, hard to say. I'm gonna try out Perplexed. This one right here. So I'm gonna get that on the end of my pencil brush. And I'm just gonna do it kind of like a V shape, the outer corner of my eye. And a little bit below. So just like with everything else, you want to soften that out too. So I'm taking my blending brush and I'm just blending it into my crease. And then kind of in a circular motion over here on the outer part where I drew that V shape. Okay, and then just run it below your eye a little. So this is a really simple look that I could wear during the day. I personally love the matte black eyeshadow that's included in this, and I use it for an eyeliner a lot. Like I said, when I'm getting ready for work in the morning, I'm always in a really big hurry, and this makes a great eyeliner because the black is so rich. So we have Peppy over here, and I'm just going to take a really thin, like, eyebrow brush. And so I'm gonna just put it here on the ends of my brush, okay? Tap off the excess. You don't wanna have black fallout on your cheeks, okay? So tap it off. And then I'm going to just kind of trace it like an eyeliner. Super easy. And so now it looks like I'm wearing an eyeliner. It's just an eyeshadow and it was really, really easy to apply. So I am actually gonna go do my mascara and then I will pop back on in the comments with my finished look.